My question for Oregon is, can they reset the offense and can they gel overall on that side of the football with their new pieces and not miss a beat? Because the Oregon defense has a similar question mark in the sense that there's some newer pieces, but I don't think it's going to be quite as visible. Like what's made Oregon, for my money, that their calling card, I close my eyes and think about the Ducks, I think about their Heisman finalist quarterbacks. I think about the offense scoring 40. I think about them pushing teams into shootouts. Yeah, the line of scrimmage is one thing. Yeah, the defense is one thing. But this upcoming season, Oregon is 109th in returning production in college football. They will have a new quarterback. All right? Last year, they were 28th in the country in returning production. So you see where I'm going with this. There's going to be some numbers to be made up for, to put it simply. Now, speaking to the offense, I think you look specifically at the skill positions. Like Dante Moore is one thing, but there's no more Tez Johnson walking through that door. Like Malik Benson transferring in from Florida State, going to have to play a role. DeCorian Moore, true freshman, just got to campus, just got a student ID, going to have to play a role. Mekhi Hughes, transferring in from Tulane, playing a running back, going to have to hold serve with what he is in that backfield. Gary Bryant, been around, going to have to play a larger role. So you see what I'm saying? There's a lot of names here that I think you're familiar with if you're an Oregon fan, but you're going to need to step up in a bigger way here in 2025 to go win the Big Ten again. And I think that's what their expectation is. And I don't think you're wrong for that, but that's pretty much where the standard is set, I think, based on their first year in the Big Ten. So to me, it's not so much a talent thing as much as it is, can you pick up where the guys before you left off? Because all those names I just mentioned, they can all play ball. There's a reason Dan Lanning and Marshall Malco brought them to Eugene, because they think they can play. And so the question is, can you all gel quickly, like I said at the top of this thing? Can you make sure that you are all able to be playing at the standard that you are required to play at to go win Big Ten championships and go get further in the college football playoff than you did a season ago? I have a lot of confidence in Oregon being able to do this because I think when you talk about the scheme for Will Stein, there is a proven concept that guys are able to digest it quickly over the course of a season and do well, even just their first year in the system. Like Bo Nix, yes, he'd been at Oregon 2 years, but he was a Heisman finalist when he played his first year under Will Stein. Same thing for Dylan Gabriel. Gets to Eugene, gets to spring, takes a few games to figure it out, but he was a Heisman finalist his first year in Will Stein's system, which to me says, okay, this is not I want to be careful how I say this, because I'm sure it's complex in a lot of ways. Like there's a lot within this offense that I'm sure I couldn't even begin to break down, but in terms of a player being able to receive it, there's a simplicity to it to be able to execute it on Saturdays with a shorter window of preparation than maybe the average offense in college football. So the thing that encourages me, in addition to the digestibility of the scheme, you have some guys you can lean on within the system. Like Kenyon Sadiq, those of y'all that have watched this show, I am as high on him as I am on any skill player in college football. 6'3", 245. Y'all, they're throwing him screen passes. If you're throwing your tight end screen passes, you feel very strongly about getting the football in their hands. You feel very good about their athletic prowess. I think he's Big Ten Brock Bowers, man. I really do. And Brock Bowers is a unicorn. Brock Bowers is a one of one in terms of the last decade of college football. Kenyon Sadiq, they're going to use him in a very similar fashion. Like they're going to try and get him the football on the spring game broadcast. They said like 80 times throughout the course of the season. Those are receiver numbers. Like Tez Johnson was getting 80 catches at Oregon. He was playing slot receiver. You're getting Kenyon Sadiq the football 80 times. Okay, you feel good about him going forward. And from having seen him a little bit, I feel very good about him and them feeding the football to him. So you have a playmaker at tight end. That's going to be an absolute dog for you. On top of that, Evan Stewart is one of those familiar faces returning to Eugene that you feel excited about. But if you're a Duck fan, you're like, okay, he's good. I mean, we know he's talented. Did some good things for us, but is he wide receiver one capable? Is he a guy we really want to force feed the football to in addition to what we want to do with Kenyon Sadiq? My answer is yes, because you're going to move positions to him into the slot. Evan Stewart last year was playing a little bit out of position just because Tez Johnson was in the slot. And Tez Johnson was coming off a year we had 70-plus catches, so you're not going to move him out of the slot when he's had all that success. So Evan Stewart, having played out wide last year, and now getting to move into where he's more natural in that slot receiver position, that's going to, I think, cause him to have more production, and I think you're going to see a better version of him here in 2025. Then in addition to that, Dante Moore, who we haven't really talked a whole lot about during this segment, I am really excited about him because different than Bo Nix, different than Dante Moore, he's had a full year under his belt before he even had to play in the system. Like I told you, Bo Nix, yeah, he was successful his first year in the system. Dylan Gabriel, same thing. Imagine if both those dudes had a full year in the classroom, full year in the meeting room, a full year watching someone else do it at a Heisman finalist caliber, and then got to go play ball. Have to believe it would help both of them. Have to believe it's going to help Dante Moore. So at the end of the day, my take on this is similar to what I said about Ryan Day. This is the next step for Dan Lanning, right? Like I talked to somebody close to Oregon. This is the same task that was ahead of Nick Saban and Kirby Smart, the same formula of stockpile top talent, develop them, have them live in that 2 deep, and then eventually, when those guys ahead of them graduate or go to the league or whatever, then you get to see what they've actually done on the recruiting trail. You get to see that all come into the light, and you see the actual depth of this roster play itself out. Like that was kind of what Nick Saban made his money on for forever, right? I mean, you got all these great quarterbacks that come through from Tua, and then you got Bryce Young, and then Mac Jones is there. Oh, by the way, Mac Jones is doing just fine. Same thing with what you've talked about with Georgia and their defensive line. Jordan Davis, absolute stud. He lived on the scout team for a couple of years. Like this is what these guys do. This is what these guys do. So all that's to say, I'm excited to watch this for Oregon. I'm excited to see what they are in the future, and I have a very strong sense that this offense will not miss a beat in 2025.